Ever felt that electric jolt slither down your spine like lightning? A whisper in the wind telling you the impossible might just be within reach? Like the city itself is holding its breath, waiting for a roar to shatter decades of silence? Detroit has been haunted by ghosts of seasons past failed promises, shattered hopes, and heartbreak stitched into every frozen winter night. But behind the heavy doors of Ford Field and hush of training rooms, something seismic is stirring. Something that's got even the toughest skeptics clutching their lion's gear a little tighter. Insiders, long reluctant to speak, are now murmuring with a sharp edge of excitement, eyes locked on one name alone, Avid Hutchinson. This isn't just any comeback story. It's the throbbing heartbeat of a defense that once lost its soul to day Hutchinson went down with that devastating broken leg last season. Without him, the defense was good hell. Seventh best in the NFL, yet it lacked the ferocity, the raw, unrelenting force that only Hutchinson can summon when he's at his prime. Now, freshly clear, muscles healed, mind sharpened in the fire of rehab and relentless drive, Hutchinson has stepped up and made a promise that's impossible to ignore. I'm not just back to play. I'm back to win. Feel that, Detroit. That's hope, thick enough to choke on, soaked in grit and fire. It's the seismic shift we've craved since the dark, cold days of Caldwell's rebuild, when dreams were crushed under doubt and a city learned to cower quietly in the face of losses. We've stared down heartbreak since '91, watched as the Super Bowl trophy went to everyone but us, felt the sting of being overlooked, underestimated. But now, with a rock-solid coaching staff led by the fearless Dan Campbell and a defense that's already tearing through offenses with or without him, Hutchinson's return could be the spark that sets this city ablaze with pride and rage. Imagine this, the Motor City, long a symbol of resilience and fight, finally exploding onto the NFL stage, not just as a team, but as a force of nature unyielding, relentless, and hungry for the Lombardi trophy that's evaded us for so long. But what if this isn't just about a single season? What if Hutchinson's comeback kicks off a storm the league isn't ready for? A blitzkrieg that silences doubters and shatters decades of pain. And what if, just what if, the window to glory is narrower, more fragile than ever, meaning every snap he takes is a step closer or farther from immortality? Can Detroit handle the weight, the agony of so close yet so far again? Or are we ready to scream loud enough, fight hard enough, believe fierce enough to finally pull the impossible from the jaws of forever? Fans, this isn't the time. For quiet confidence, it's a battle cry. Hit that like if your heart pounds with newfound hope. Light up the comments if you're primed for this resurrection. Let the world know Detroit's not waiting anymore. Training camp is the drumbeat of destiny. Hutchinson's back in the trenches, eyes blazing with the fire of a warrior reborn, and all we can do is watch, wait, and pray the fuse is lit. If this force returns to full power, trust me when I say, Detroit isn't just coming back from the ashes. No, we're coming for blood. And if this domino falls, the next move in this chess game will shake the league to its core. The countdown is on. Are you ready to believe again? Because the city, the fans, the soul of Detroit, it's all in not enough silence. Roar now or forever be forgotten. That's the calling echoing through the heart of Detroit, a city battered but unbroken, where every heartbreak, every near miss, has forged a fury that stirs beneath the surface, ready to explode. We've seen the ghosts of 0 to 16 haunt Ford Field, felt the sting of missed opportunities when Calvin Johnson, the once-in-a-generation beast, walked away, and mourned the crossroads where Barry Sanders said goodbye, leaving fans to wonder if any triumph could ever fill that void. We endured the Jim Caldwell firing, the soul-crushing uncertainty that followed. Yet beneath it all, a flicker of belief refused to die out, bubbling beneath stubborn skin, igniting a passion that refused to surrender even in the darkest winters. Last year's wild-card heartbreak, 3 yards away from a legendary playoff run, still haunts the dreams of every true Lions fan. A reminder of how close we've come, only to be ripped apart by the cruel claws of fate. But now, With avid and Hutchinson back, the violent force that once was the pride of our line, everything shifts. Forget the doubts, the skeptics sneer, because what's brewing is beyond football. It's a revolution disguised as a comeback. A victory waiting in the wings, just waiting for the right moment to strike. And as the NFC North circles its wagons, knowing Buffalo, Green Bay, and Minnesota are feeling the tremors of Detroit's resurgence, the league's quietly trembling at the thought of what's clawing out of the shadows. The front office, once cautious, is now whispering in hushed tones about their secret weapon, about how Hutchinson's return is more than just a player coming back. It's a message, a declaration etched in steel. We're not here to play nice anymore. Detroit's old wounds, those years spent fighting just to stay afloat, are morphing into a hardened resolve. History's taught us that resilience is born from suffering, that the city's scars like the crack in that 0-16 nightmare. The blueprint of our comeback. We vividly remember Jim Caldwell's firing, the reckless risk of Reggie Bush's final rush, watching Calvin Johnson sink into retirement, heartbreaking. All that the pain, the resilience has forged an unbreakable spirit, and Hutchinson's return is the spark to light that long smoldering furnace. Last season's playoff push showed us what could be. It proved this franchise isn't just a punchline anymore, but a gritty contender capable of hanging with anyone. But what if this season is different? What if the ghosts of the past, the echoes of near greatness, are just the prologue to our ultimate destiny? Imagine that, crossing the line into the playoff, then shattering expectations, derailing rival dreams, becoming an unstoppable juggernaut Detroit, finally carving its legacy into the league's history with blood, sweat, and the unrelenting roar of the Motor City behind us. Can this hurricane of hope rip through the league's defenses? Can Hutchinson, with his fiery eyes and steel resolve, elevate that defense from good to legendary? Every play, every snap feels like a gamble. How much pain can we endure before victory finally screams loud enough to drown out the doubters? And as we inch closer to the season, the whispers grow louder. Are we destined to fall again? Or is something different fueling this storm? Something fierce and unpredictable that could change everything? Does Detroit's soul finally align with its talent? Or are we all just waiting for the inevitable heartbreak that's lurking just around the corner? Because make no mistake, the league is watching, trembling at the thought of the Lions unleashing. Hell, will they seize this moment, or let it slip through battered fingers one more time? And as the clock ticks, as the world waits with bated breath, the biggest question of all echoes in every fan's mind: are we truly ready to face the storm that's about to hit, or will history repeat itself and leave us in the ruins? Because the truth is, the fuse has been lit, and once the match strikes, Detroit's final chapter could burn brighter than anyone ever dared imagine, if only we have the guts to stand and fight when the moment comes. So tell me, are we truly prepared to stare into the abyss, or is this the calm before the storm that tears through everything?